In a remote corner of Pakistan's coastline lies a quiet fishing town that the world barely noticed until now. This is Gwadar. Once a neglected piece of strategic real estate, it has suddenly become the flashpoint of a global power struggle. Would you believe that this very land was purchased by Pakistan from the Sultanate of Oman in 1958 for just $3 million? Today, that same soil is the cornerstone of a massive Chinese infrastructure project valued at over $60 billion. The world is calling Gwadar the next Dubai. It boasts a deep-sea port capable of docking the world's largest vessels, positioned just a stone's throw from the Strait of Hormuz, the gateway for one-third of the planet's oil. But behind the glitz of Chinese billions lies a complex reality. Between Beijing's ambition to bypass the Malacca Strait and the cries of local fishermen lacking basic water and power, a deeper story emerges. Is this the greatest economic transformation of the 21st century? Or is Gwadar destined to become a $60 billion ghost port buried under debt? In this video, we decode the China-Pakistan economic corridor to reveal how the map of Asia is being redrawn and why Gwadar is the ultimate gamble that could change the world or fail spectacularly. Why Gwadar? The answer lies in geography. The port is situated at a strategic crossroads overlooking the Arabian Sea, near the Strait of Hormuz, the gateway for one-third of the world's oil. What sets Gwadar apart is its natural deep water capacity, allowing it to host the world's largest container ships and oil tankers, a feature that far exceeds the capabilities of traditional ports like Karachi. This area, purchased by Pakistan from Oman in 1958 for just $3 million, has evolved into a global logistics gold mine. For the global economy, Gwadar serves as a highly efficient alternative route, linking the Arabian Sea directly to Western China and bypassing thousands of kilometers of traditional maritime shipping lanes. This direct connectivity doesn't just lower costs, it ensures a stable and secure flow of energy and trade away from congested waterways. Thanks to this location, Gwadar is no longer just a local port, it has become a cornerstone of future global supply chains and a driver for cross-border economic growth. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a landmark $60 billion initiative designed to streamline regional trade networks. At its heart lies Gwadar, serving as a high-capacity logistics hub. By utilizing a direct land-based corridor to Western China, shipping times are dramatically reduced from 45 days via sea to less than 10 days, significantly cutting operational costs and enhancing supply chain reliability. This partnership is more than just trade, it's an infrastructure revolution for Pakistan. The project includes modern power plants to stabilize the energy grid, the East Bay Expressway for seamless cargo movement, and the new Gwadar International Airport positioning the city as a premier global destination. Ultimately, this economic collaboration aims to foster regional integration, turning Gwadar into a vital engine for growth and a bridge between global markets. To truly grasp the ambition behind Gwadar, one must look at the history of the Middle East. Decades ago, Dubai was nothing more than a quiet, sun-scorched port in the desert. Today, it is the global gold standard for trade, luxury, and logistics. This is the exact metamorphosis China and Pakistan are betting on for Gwadar. The slogan is simple yet daring: Gwadar, the next Dubai. The heart of this vision is the Gwadar Free Zone. Modeled directly after Dubai's world-famous Jebel Ali, this special economic zone covers thousands of acres designed to attract global investors. To make the offer irresistible, the Pakistani government has rolled out the red carpet, a 23-year tax holiday for businesses setting up shop here. The goal is to transform Gwadar from a transit point into a manufacturing powerhouse, where raw materials arrive by sea, are processed in local factories, and are shipped back out as finished made-in-Pakistan products. But a global city needs more than just warehouses. It needs a pulse. The Gwadar Smart City Master Plan outlines a future that looks like a sci-fi movie. It envisions high-tech residential districts, luxury hotels, and a population that is expected to explode from 100,000 to over 500,000 in the next decade. Major milestones are already visible. The East Bay Expressway is finished, creating a high-speed link between the port and the national highway network, ensuring that the circulatory system of this new city is ready to pump goods across the country. However, the next Dubai label is a heavy crown to wear. Dubai's success wasn't just built on concrete, it was built on decades of political stability and a global reputation for safety. In Gwadar, the skyscrapers currently only exist on glossy brochures and 3D renders. For the vision to become a reality, the city must overcome a massive hurdle, the mirage factor. Skeptics argue that without a massive influx of private capital and a drastic improvement in the local quality of life, these wide boulevards will remain empty. The blueprint is there, the funding is flowing, and the world is watching to see if this dusty coastal town can truly follow in Dubai's footsteps, or if it is chasing a dream that is too big to catch. If you look only at the official brochures, Gwadar looks like a paradise of glass towers and robotic cranes. But step away from the port's high-security gates, and a very different story emerges. This is the reality gap, the space between the grand geopolitical vision of Beijing and the daily struggle of the people who actually live here. Despite the $60 billion price tag of the CPEC project, Gwadar is a city of profound contradictions. The first and most glaring issue is the basic survival of the city. While China builds a state-of-the-art airport and a deep-sea port, the local residents are often left in the dark literally. Gwadar has long suffered from a chronic lack of electricity and clean drinking water. For years, the city's power was imported from neighboring Iran, but the supply is erratic and prone to frequent blackouts. Even more shocking is the water crisis. In a city destined to be the next Dubai, many households still rely on water tankers to survive. The local dams often run dry, and the promised desalination plants have faced endless delays. It raises a haunting question. How can you build a smart city of the future if you cannot provide a glass of water to the people today? Then there is the human cost. For centuries, the soul of Gwadar has been its fishing community. Roughly 70% of the local economy depends on the sea. But as the port expands, the fishermen find themselves being pushed out. New security zones have restricted their access to traditional fishing grounds, and the arrival of massive Chinese industrial trawlers in the deep sea has sparked fears that the local fish stocks will be depleted. This has led to the Hak Do Tariq, or the Give Rights Movement, massive protests where thousands of locals have blocked the roads, demanding basic rights, electricity, and protection for their livelihoods. They feel like spectators in their own home, watching billions of dollars flow into the docks while their own pockets remain empty. This brings us to the most controversial label used by critics, the ghost port. For nearly a decade after its initial completion, the port of Gwadar sat largely silent. The reason? A lack of connectivity. A world-class port is useless if there are no reliable roads or railways to move the goods out of it. Until very recently, the lack of a direct rail link to the rest of Pakistan meant that most cargoes still preferred the crowded but connected port of Karachi. While the East Bay Expressway has started to change this, the port still operates far below its massive capacity. Finally, we cannot ignore the shadow of security. Gwadar is located in Balochistan, a province with a long history of insurgency and tension with the central government. For the Chinese workers and engineers, Gwadar is a high-security bubble guarded by thousands of Pakistani troops. This militarized development creates an atmosphere of tension rather than one of an open, bustling trade hub. As we look at the silent, robotic piers of the port, the metaphor becomes clear. Gwadar is like a powerful, high-tech jet engine that has been bolted onto the frame of an old, fragile aircraft. The engine has the power to fly across the globe, but if the frame, the local infrastructure, and the trust of the people is broken, the flight may never truly take off. The success of Gwadar doesn't just depend on Chinese concrete. It depends on whether the people of Gwadar feel like they are part of the journey. Gwadar does not operate in isolation. It is part of a broader regional transformation in maritime trade. Just 170 kilometers away, the Iranian port of Chabahar is also emerging as a significant logistics hub. While China supports Gwadar to streamline its direct trade routes, India has invested in Chabahar to facilitate smoother access to growing markets in Afghanistan and Central Asia. Rather than a mere political rivalry, this situation represents a dynamic competition for logistics excellence. Both ports are striving to offer the fastest and most cost-effective gateways for global energy and commerce. This regional development is turning the Arabian Sea into a central stage for 21st century economic growth. While competition is natural, the rise of these two hubs could ultimately create a more integrated and prosperous regional trade network, providing more options and resilience for the entire global supply chain. Gwadar currently stands at a historical crossroads. It is a city where futuristic ambitions collide with the stubborn realities of the present. As we have seen, the project is like a powerful jet engine bolted onto a fragile, aging airframe. The hardware of the port, the cranes, the berths, and the airport is ready for takeoff. But the software, the water, the electricity, And most importantly, the trust of the local people is still dangerously behind. The true test of the next decade will not be how many containers pass through the docks, but whether the next Dubai can actually benefit the people of Balochistan. Success would mean a new era of prosperity for Pakistan and a secured energy route for China. Failure, however, would turn Gwadar into a $60 billion monument to overambition and a cautionary tale of the Belt and Road Initiative. As 2030 approaches, the world isn't just watching a construction site, it's watching a geopolitical experiment. Whether Gwadar becomes a bridge to a new global economy or a wall of debt depends on more than just Chinese engineering. It depends on finding the balance between global power and local peace. In the end, Gwadar is more than just a collection of concrete piers and steel cranes. It is a $60 billion gamble on the future of global trade. Whether it rises as a shimmering oasis of commerce or remains a silent relic of overambition, it's a story that is still being written. But one thing is certain, the global balance of power is no longer decided only in boardrooms or battlefields, but in the silent, robotic piers of ports like this. The question remains for you. Do you think Gwadar can truly overcome its massive internal challenges to become the next Dubai? Or is the Malacca dilemma a puzzle that even billions of dollars cannot solve? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. If you found this deep dive into the world's most strategic mega projects valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring you the stories behind the engineering marvels and geopolitical shifts that are reshaping our planet. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.